Hello adventurers and welcome to this video. Today I wanted to show you how I essentially put a story in my drawing because I have been recently very much struggling with it and I thought it always adds it adds a good touch to your drawings and if you can manage to tell a story. And so what you can see me doing here is essentially trying to plot out how I wanted the artwork to be done. This is called thumbnailing in the artist sphere, where you essentially try to brainstorm different ideas about the composition, because the composition is a major tool in trying to get a story across, and it'll help you a lot. I made a short on this actually. Um, so the character in this video is Hastur Paraditha, one of my recently created characters based on the King in Yellow, because I got obsessed with that Minecraft video and I'll make it everyone's problem that is everyone's problem now. So essentially his story was that he's an author and he writes a lot, so he hangs out in his room a lot because, yeah, he is paid to write his stories, which also makes him very, very vulnerable to loneliness. And this is where he starts having weird dreams. In these dreams, he is seeing a complete new world. His world, actually, the one he wrote in his book, and he's aesthetic. It's nothing like his home world, where he faces a lot of struggles. So he decides to, I was saying this. I have no problems here. I'm king. I can do anything I want. And he slowly gets corrupted by the notion of being lonely and having the power essentially to create more and more and building his own world in his mind. And this is how the King in Yellow gets him. And so I've kind of decided to want to put the corruption aspect of his story in the focus of this artwork, because corruption is a really, really cool story plot. That's one of my favorite tropes. And I think it's very easily, I think you'll be able to see that the tentacles, or like the darkness that slowly reaches out for Hastur and tries to grab him and actually changes his body. It's offering the mask, where you can see it's coming like from the mask, and kind of goes down. And this is where visual storytelling comes in, because essentially you're trying to get the viewer to see a certain vision. For example, the eye is seeing the mask, and from the mask there is there's these black tentacles and orbs trying to grab the king. And then, literally enough in the speed paint, you can see his skin slowly like becoming this dark, almost like burnt or really, really ashen, inhuman color. That's no human. No human is complete black hole black. And so even his eyes sclera changed, and his smile is more maniacal, and yeah, he's more draped in his kingly fashion, and he's wearing this like floating crown. which all adds to tell that, yeah, he is a king. He's someone who gets corrupted by a mask, and yeah, seems to be having a good time. Seems to be enjoying it, or not. And this is where composition can come in a lot of help. Where this is essentially like just me putting up one visual point, and from there everything happens. This is, in my artwork, I would say this is the mask from which all is happening. He's trying to grasp the mask, he's looking at the mask. The tentacles are coming from a place where the mask is. It's leading all down to... It's leading up and it's leading down. Down, so yeah. This is essentially where you can get creative with storytelling and see, okay, what is my character's backstory? What are some story points that are really interesting? For example, this was the corruption part of Hastur's story, where he's like fully... He wants this, he wants to be gone from the world, he wants his own world to rule over and accept. And so he slowly starts accepting this madness and becoming one with the madness. And this is, yeah, this is what you can see me trying to portray in the image. By like the corruption, the corrupting tentacles and darkness that's slowly consuming his skin. Yeah, and you can go in all different kinds of ways of storytelling with this. For example, you could also try, if you're saying you have a lonely like mermaid, you could say, okay, I'm gonna use composition modes, for example, to draw the mermaid really small in a bigger environmental place. And this already tells a story about a lonely mermaid, for example. And this is what can make your artworks really, really interesting and special to look at, I think. And I want to do some more. Artfight is coming up, and I'll do a video on this as well, I promise. But I want to challenge myself this artfight in creating more storytelling, visual storytelling, like artworks, and make them more creative, because I think I have been lacking very much at like creative drawings and like trying to tell a story with drawings, because I think you don't need a comic to essentially, or you don't need an animatic to make a piece interesting or to make a piece tell a story, and I think the artwork I just drew is proof of that. I think I'm quite happy with how he turned out and how the background turned out. So I hope you'll enjoy this little ramble of mine. Let me know if you have any cool ideas for your artworks and your essays, or if it's inspired you at all. I'll see you later. Bye bye.